What's up, everybody? This is DISRUPTu episode 47. I'm your host, Ryan Thogmartin, and this is the funeral profession and the internet's only marketing web show. A little bit different scenery today. We are traveling, like legit the next 5 weeks. We are on the road 4 out of 5 days at different conferences. We are going to be in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Wisconsin, and also we were just in a roundtable event in Florida with Live Oak Bank. So a little bit different today. We're not throwing spuds and objects and things. I'm going to talk about two different topics, and they both kind of tie together. One, why do funeral homes or funeral directors struggle running their business? And two, what advice do I have for mortuary college students that are graduating mortuary school and now going into the workforce in the funeral profession? So number one, why do funeral homes struggle? And I think this is kind of two parts. Like, why are they struggling right now to capture market share and grow call volume, as well as just in general, why are they struggling running a business? And I think it's very simple. I think that it is standards. It is setting expectations of what you want to achieve. And there's a difference in having a dream of what you want your funeral home to be like, and then actually having goals and a strategy to achieve that dream. So most funeral homes that I talk to don't have big aspirations of growing huge call volumes. They are very comfortable taking over a business that is doing 100 calls consistently over the last 30 years or however long it's been in the family, and then just kind of keeping it even keel. And I think what's happening is that mentality of being satisfied with, yeah, I could probably go get more market share, but I'm just really comfortable with the 100 calls that we do. The problem with that mindset is that it's leaving the door wide open for somebody else to come in and grab that market share. And you're going to get someone that's driven, someone that has really high standards, and they are going to be able to come into that marketplace, and it's actually going to put you in a bad position where now the leverage is on their side when you've had the historic leverage and owning a family business that's been around for a long time and has a great brand, yet you've done nothing to kind of grow and capture that market share. And I think that's really why funeral home owners struggle, is because at the end of the day, most funeral home owners are amazing service-driven people and helping families cope and planning events, but not necessarily focusing on how do I grow a business, how do I grow market share, how do I put the right people in place. So I think standards and then the ability to be able to have a mechanism that is driving those standards. So what are you doing as a funeral director to shape you as a business owner outside of just being a great funeral director? And I think that is a key point. I have been exposed to some mastermind groups and a lot of self-learning and just podcasts and books and things that help shape business owners. And if you look at some of the most successful business owners across the globe, they are educating themselves constantly and digesting content from somewhere. So I think that it's important that funeral homes kind of map that and set high standards for yourself, but also see the value in getting you to that dream, but having a path and standards and goals and a strategy to get to that dream. All right, topic number 2, my advice for mortuary college students that are getting out of mortuary school, entering the workforce into the funeral profession. 2 or 3 points. Number 1, you're gonna have to do things that you hate to be able to do things that you love. You are not going to start at a funeral home and immediately be respected, all your ideas digested. You're not going to get pats on the back every day. The amount of complaints that we get through private messages to connecting directors of, do you have advice for me? I started working for a funeral home. I'm the youngest person. No one gives me any attention. No one expects that I have good ideas or respects the fact that I have good ideas. I'm stuck taking out the trash, washing the cars, kind of doing grunt jobs. I'm not being given a lot of responsibility. Sometimes you got to do what you hate to be able to do what you love. You got to put in the work to be able to reap the rewards, and you're just going to have to deal with it. So know going into this that there are things that you're going to have to do in the short term that you hate to be able to do what you love in the long term. All right, point number 2, go all in on whatever the task is that you are given. If it's taking out the trash, be the best trash taker-outer you can be. If it's being on call every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, then be the best on-call person and always available and the most happiest, maybe not happiest, but the most pleasant person at 3 o'clock in the morning when you go make that removal. Don't be sleepy, don't be dopey, just be happy and helpful. So go all in, be the best that you can be in the task that you are given. Again, in the short term, you're going to have to do things that you hate to be able to do what you love. And if you go all in and you do them 120%, then you're going to be able to reap the benefits of that later. And point number 3 is this. Whether you are in a family-owned funeral home where you are the 3rd, 4th, 2nd generation that is going to be kind of gifted that business, or you're getting out of mortuary school with the goal that you want to be a funeral home owner and take over a business, know this. If you are getting gifted a business, just because you are a great funeral director and you went through mortuary school doesn't mean that you are going to be a good funeral home owner. The majority of funeral home owners have been gifted businesses that are successful over the last 20 years. But as the landscape changes, if you don't have good understanding of how to run a business and profit and loss and margins and the things that go into actually running a company outside of just being a great funeral director, you are going to struggle as the landscape of this profession changes massively over the next 5 to 15 years. You've got to be able to understand that you've got the chops to be a business owner or you don't. And if you don't feel like you are self-aware enough right now to know that you can be a funeral home owner, then you need to educate yourself and learn the business side of things, not just how to be a great funeral director. And the same goes if you're trying to work your way up to run a funeral home and ultimately start your own funeral home or take over an existing funeral home. You got to be self-aware enough to know that do you have it or do you not? And you've got to educate yourself and know that sometimes you are better off just being a great number 1 or number 2 versus being the owner. And your life and the quality of your life and your living could be a lot more satisfied if you were not the owner and that you were just the number 1 top funeral director in charge, because that is the skill set that you have. So be self-aware enough to know, do you have what it takes to run a business? If you're taking over an existing funeral home, you've got to educate yourself enough to know the business side of it, because this landscape of the funeral profession is changing immensely, and you've got to be able to navigate the business realm of the funeral side, or the business realm of actually running the business and not just being a great funeral director. Being a great funeral director doesn't mean you're going to be a great owner. So have the self-awareness to understand what you need to do and what position is best for you. But go all in, be the best trash taker outer. You're going to have to do what you hate to be able to do what you love. All right, that's my advice for mortuary college students. Until next time, keep disrupting.